back to A Boring Revolution, your number one news source for everything in regards to the Boring Company. Back to you with a very brief episode today, talking about the Resorts World project in Las Vegas, which has been progressing extremely nicely over the last 2 to 3 weeks. I just wanted to inform you about this excellent progress, plus a really excellent piece of news that I've received about the project and why it's going to be an absolute blockbuster. So, Resorts World, and today's date is the 3rd of July. Let's have a look and see what's going on. So, a lot has happened in the last 2 weeks. It's been really good progress. I'm expecting the TBM to launch next week. I'm waiting for some more information in regards to that, but it's probably going to be before Thursday next week. So, a site area was cleared and a large compound has been erected. Obviously, that's very important. You don't want people going on site, accessing your equipment, falling in holes, taking things away. That's an important part of establishing a construction site. So it's good to see all that was completed in good time, and they've cleared most of the site from very few things that were already there that was not necessary. The steelwork has arrived ready for the cradle assembly. So the cradle is an important part of the TBM, especially Prufrock. Prufrock requires a cradle if it's going to be porpoised, so it's going to be launched at an angle. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of angle it launches into the ground. You're looking something in the ballpark of around 20 to 38 degrees. Based on my calculations. So the Prufrock TBM arrived on site for assembly. This is a big day. That is the first time Prufrock TBM has ever been assembled by the Boring Company. The future of this company is going to be determined by the quality of this machine. I believe this is possibly going to be one of the best tunnel boring machines ever constructed since World War II. I think that this is going to be an absolutely incredible piece of equipment, and hopefully it gets better and better as the years go by. Excavation work for the rampway was completed, so prior to them being able to assemble that cradle and drop it into position, they obviously had to construct a rampway, which required some minimal excavation, but that was done in good time. Many concrete segments manufactured and stacked on site. I'll show you pictures of those. All pictures today are courtesy of my good friend Douglas, who informs me quite often about what is going on in and around the Las Vegas Convention Center. He has been a very good source of information, and he provides me with excellent pictures. So thank you, Douglas, for supporting this channel and supporting the work of the Boring Company. Really couldn't do these videos without people like Douglas. If you want to do the same thing, then please, contact me and consider getting yourself down to Resorts World and have a look and see what they're doing there. So, as you can see, very similar cutter face to the previous machine that was operating in the Las Vegas Convention Center area. Obviously, the ground below the convention center it is probably a it's loose. Basically, it's loose. It's fractured. It's not as solid as ground that you're going to find in other parts of the United States. So this kind of mixed face shield machine here, CPB, is going to be absolutely perfect for the job. Nothing unusual there that we've not seen before. So essentially Prufrock is using a very similar shield. We have our jib crane here, which looks like it's been fairly busy. And this silo here, I'm thinking that this silo is being used for sand cement to essentially produce grout, which will be used in the machine and injected behind the concrete segments as part of the annular. So as you can see, things are progressing quite nicely. Here is a nice picture of the Las Vegas Convention Center. This here, if you can see it, is our cradle prior to its full installation or end position. This has been here for quite a while actually. There's two sections of it. There's a piece on the other side as well, and that is due to go in after this picture. As you can see, it's quite a big piece, so that's going to have to be moved into position. Here is a picture of our information board, which is located just outside the site. As you can see, it's 5.3 acres. It looks like it expires on the 12th of April. That must be the permit. And this is all to do with dust control, which is good. Here's our machine. We get a close-up of the cutter head there. As you can see, it's mainly cutter blades. As far as I can see, there are no cutter discs. It's quite an open face, which favours the conditions that they're going to be operating in, which are, again, like I say, are quite loose and fractured. In places, it's not all loose and fractured, but the majority of it is. So concrete segments, this is somewhere near the site. I'm not entirely sure exactly where this is, but it's fairly close. As you can see, these have always been manufactured way in advance. They've been set out here. They've been allowed to cure in the essential... each one of these stacks is a one ring beam. So they'll be left to cure there, probably less than 28 days, and they'll be brought to site by some form of semi-truck. I'm not sure if it's an electric one, probably diesel, which is a shame, but... yeah, so we're all ready to go, basically. Everything is ready to go. Here's our silos again. I'm assuming they contain sand, cement, and potentially one could contain some form of aggregate as well. Fine aggregate. It seems to go in this hopper here, which is interesting. All in all, and here's our cradle as well. As you can see, it is pretty big, and it's going in at about that angle there. Nice image of the Encore Wind Casino there in the background. And here's another one of our mobile cranes here, jib crane, which is going to be quite useful for the final positioning of this particular piece. Okay, so obviously this project is connecting up Resorts World. Resorts World, I believe, opened about 3 or 4 weeks ago. From what I've seen on the videos, it looks an incredible casino. Is really quite a large one. I believe it is the largest in Las Vegas now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it does look incredible. I think it will definitely benefit from this particular transport addition, and people obviously will stay there, and then they'll go to the convention center quite frequently. So this will really benefit the Resorts World. They will see increased numbers of people staying there if they can access the convention center fairly quickly. And it obviously, you know, attracts some people who might just want to use it maybe as a bit of a fun day out, as it were, going around Las Vegas. Nice casino, actually. So here's a zoomed in picture, thanks to Douglas, of our cradle. I expect that a lot of TBMs that the Boring Company manufacture in the future will use these kind of cradle beams, as it were. Not all machines will be porpoised. Some will launch from launch pits, and some will end up going through to reception shafts, but a large proportion of them will require these cradles. The angle of entry will change depending on the geology as well. Maybe over time they will kind of perfect what they believe is the kind of the most optimum angle of attack. All in all, it's a big piece. It can be reused many times. Here's Bagel Mania, if you remember that particular signpost, as it were, from some of my older videos when we were following the Las Vegas Convention Center. And there's the old bagel place there. So bagels and what's that say? Schmear? Not sure what that is, but it looks good. I'll probably actually go there when I do eventually get myself around to going to Las Vegas. So these are pictures from Adelanto. As you can see, there's a lot of similarities between what's going on there and what's going on here. This bit here looks very, very similar. They might have, maybe it's a different piece and they've just, you know, kind of adjusted the dimensions. But all in all, it kind of looks like they've gone ahead with the same approach that they were originally going for. I don't know if you can see that there. This looks like some kind of stacked storage system where mechanical and electrical components are being stored in a 4 stack, and then that's being fed into the back of the cradle and then into the TBM. I believe that's going to be used on this job as well, and I'll show you in a short while. In fact, I'm going to show you right now, because that is what I believe that is there. These can be stacked up to 4 high, and you can put in all your mechanical and electrical equipment that you would, you need at the surface. Unless that's part of the gantry. It could be just part of the actual back end of the machine. I'm not too sure. But it looks very similar to what's on the previous picture and what they had stacked there. As you can see, there's various components here. I'm not sure if that's the screw conveyor and a few other things. Oh, my apology. This thing here, this rig, I'm really unsure what that is for. Potentially it's support for the rear end of the cradle. I'm not too sure. Without the plans, it's very difficult to kind of establish what things are being used for. These sections here, initially I thought they might be scaffolding accessories, but it doesn't look like that is. Again, that might be something to do with the cradle that sits at the back end of the TBM. But yeah, so if you know what that is and you can point it out to me, please tell me. But I'm somewhat baffled as to what that potentially is. It's either part of the gantry inside the TBM, or potentially part of the cradle that comes out of the back end of the machine there, adjacent to the ramp. Here is my favourite picture. As you can see, the TBM has been placed into its starting position and it's ready to go. Quite a shallow angle there, but I guess we'll see how that works out. They might adjust that in the next couple of days, who knows. But from this picture, I can be absolutely 100% sure now that this is a Prufrock machine. This is going to be the future of the boring company. This is going to have a really excellent rate of boring, possibly 40, 50, maybe even 60 meters per day initially. Obviously, there's other works that need to go into the supply chain and spoil removal side of this machine, and that could potentially get it up to over 100 meters per day. But I think in Las Vegas, this is going to be going at a fair rate of knots through the ground. If you've not seen my video on this, I did talk about the ultra rapid underpass system that a company called Obashi uses in Japan, which is very, very, very similar to this. They might have been involved in this potentially with the boring company advising them, who knows. But all in all, lots and lots of great pictures. Thank you so much, Douglas, for providing me with these pictures. Progress is excellent. As you can see, our silos here are feeding into this kind of hopper area here. So I'm presuming that's going to be used as grout in the machine itself. Otherwise, what else would it be used for? Okay, so that's kind of the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed that update. Resorts World is progressing very, very nicely. So we're hearing good things about Fort Lauderdale as well. After this particular project in Las Vegas, there's going to be another project that links up the Wynn Encore Hotel and Casino there. So there's lots and lots of things going on for the boring company. I really want you all to become involved and to follow this as religiously as hopefully you do SpaceX and Tesla. If you want to do that, please consider following me on Twitter at @BoringPrufrock and join our Discord server. I'm desperately trying to get more and more people involved, and hopefully you can come on there and become essentially an administrator and help me run the server. That's Discord at Boring Company. And if you would really like to see this YouTube channel get to the next level, please consider supporting me with just $2 on Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/boringrevolution. I'd like to thank all my... let's try that again. See if that goes through. A nice little... There we go. Thank you to all my Patreons for supporting me. You really help me with this channel, and I'm continuing to make improvements. So however you support me, I really very much appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to this video, and consider following the channel. And thank you as well. If you decide to comment on this video, please tell me if you like the pictures, anything in particular that you want me to explain more, and anything that any answers or questions that you believe are important for this particular video. Okay, well, thanks everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. And remember, don't be boring. And I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye now.
This is Sparta!